Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel, back in Barnsley for the Worsbrough incline part 3. So just behind me we've got Stratford Crossing where I left off in part 2, and I'm here with the one and only Wet Dog FBK.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, so we're going to be covering the section of line between the crossing, Stratford Crossing, and Kendall Green Crossing. So we're going to cover and find out what relics and even a colliery that we've found. We're going to find the location of it and show you what's left.
In today's Explore, we're going to be starting where we left off in part 2, from the Stratford Colliery. We're going to be taking a look at some sidings just before Gilroyd Lane. We're then going to be moving eastwards and looking at the remains of the Roy Colliery. We're then going to venture eastwards and then come towards the Kendall Green Crossing, where we're going to finish the video. We're going to take a look at the site of the demolished buildings.
This here is the Stratford Crossing, and if you have a little look at rail map online, what you'll find is there were some tracks that split off here which were sidings, and I think there were about 3 of them. Now there's nothing left. You can see a few little remains of like fence posts, and they literally led all the way down there towards Gilroyd Lane.
If you just have a look here, you can just see where the 2 tracks split off the line that go towards Gilroyd Lane.
All these trees here, this is where the sidings would have made its way across. You can see nothing major apart from a fence post over there and a couple over there. Like I say, yeah, they would have headed down this way. So that's Gilroyd Lane up there. I'm assuming that the sidings came in here. See, if you look at the map, you could see that Gilroyd Lane is right next to the end of the sidings. So if you have a look up there, that's where the road is, or the lane. And here, we're assuming that the sidings ended somewhere just here. So like majority of the bridges on the line, their original structure will have been up just to where this stone bit is. But remember, as the line was electrified, they'll have had to make the bridges a little bit higher. Where you can see here, you can see a change in the structure. So I'm assuming that that's higher in the bridge to allow space for the electrification. If you just have a look at the top of the structure here, you can see all these remains of the overhead wiring that's still left. There's quite a few of them actually, so quite a bit left there. You can see the bridge was hired up. So we've just taken a little detour off the incline onto where the sidings would have been. We're just trying to trace a few relics that we found. And I've just found these, I think they are the some little fasteners for the tracks that used to be here. So just another shot of the bridge from the other side. Magnificent. See, the rain's just literally started to team down. It's just literally come out of nowhere. So we're going to head down here now and see what we can find. So we're in the middle of like a small cut in here. Heading eastbound. So we're now on this bridge that just crosses over the M1. So that's going up northbound, and that way is going southbound. Looks to me like nice old brick, blue brick with concrete bases. Not nice looking graffiti. So you can see there's a little dip in the ground. Sorry about the noise, but that's the M1 motorway for you. So that's back towards the Stratford Colliery. You can see how it slopes up on the incline. And I forgot to mention that on the other side it actually dips back down again before it actually rises. Just off the side of the embankment you can just see a culvert that runs underneath. I'm not going down there because it looks a bit steep. So we're just taking a little venture off the track bed because we've come across where we think there was another pit called Roy's Pit. I think we've got a conduit here, part of one, split. So we're going to head down here, and I think we've had a look earlier and found what we believe to be the remains of the Roy Pit. So I'm in the middle of what it looks like actual woods. However, if you minus all these trees that are here you would have, I think it was round about here, you would have had what was called Roy Colliery. Now, why I think it was here is because the picture that I'm about to put up, you can see there's a field in the back, and you've got the motorway to the right here, and then just down there where Johnny is, you can see, I think what is a shaft. And so I just have a little walk down here. This is some remains of a building. You can just see the bases here. And if I just take a little walk further down around the vegetation, you can see a few more remains of that building. So you can just see here a shaft, and you can open it up. And down there, you can't really see much, but you can see several feet of a drop there. And if you think, just if you have a look close, you can see a bit of water. I'm not sure. So just roughly from the position where the picture is, I think that was where the winding gear was, up there. And in the background, you can't quite see the field. The motorway is just to the right. You can just see where the building would have been there, and the winding gear was right at the top, and the field in the background.
The Roy Colliery opened in 1873. It saw its last use and closed in 1937.
So back on the track bed now. So that was down there where was Roy Colliery, and then here is Roy's Crossing. I think it's just a public pedestrian one, and a nice little bit of graffiti. If it wasn't there, you'd be able to see a little bit of history, more history on the line, talking about the history of it. Was it not for this graffiti, we'll be able to see a little bit more. Where it was formerly part of the Worsbrough branch, Great Central Railway. Of course, it was extended. And just up there, I just thought I'd let you know, there is a, I think that's a cattery. Johnny said it was a cattery. I think up there you've got a few fence posts you can just see just up there. We just found some bases for the old overhead supports, one on each side. There's nothing much to see, but there's the bases, and we've got one on the other side here. And again, there's not much. You've got a little bit of steel here, a lot of moss covering over, so you can't really see much. But yeah, I think this was one of the bases. Obviously, the overhead wiring going across. Just here, you've got what you call, I think it was a gradient board. Johnny said it's called a gradient board, which would have told you the incline or the steepness, the gradient and the cutting. Got a bunch of fence posts that are racked up just on the corner of the embankment here. Cutting an embankment. There's quite a few, you can just see there. There's a lot of railway relics up here. I'm not exactly sure what those are. If you know, leave a comment in the box. And just slightly further down, you've got like an old drain. I think you might have seen one of these in the incline part 2, which was actually, I think it was covered over, whereas this one doesn't look like it is. I think this is a drain. You can't really see much due to all the vegetation now, but it looks like to be a little bit of metal in there somewhere. Can't really see it, but oh, that leaf is in the way. You can just see that little metal thing there. I'm not sure where it is. If you know what this is, please leave a comment in the box. We've got a drainage system right here. I think it's all connected all the way up there because there's quite a few of them. But there is a ditch here, so I'm assuming that there's like a drain here. It goes all the way up there. You can just probably see where it moves up to. A little drain there, just a small pipe you can see just off the line. I'm not sure if it was something to do with the railway. I think it might have been. You just see how the channel kind of runs down here. There's this little ditch, and I think it goes all the way down there. We've got another drain here, and I think it runs under a culvert that runs just under the line and goes down there. We've got another massive hole here now. It's covered over with this wooden board. It's quite heavy, the board, but I'll just have a little lift up and see what's in there. It looks like a drainage channel, part of the drainage channel. Well, if you're walking down here and you're hungry, and you're not going to starve because there's an absolute load of apples down here, so there must be an apple tree just up here somewhere. But you can see the drainage channel that I just pointed out over there runs here, and then I think it runs underneath here, and then I think from from what I've seen, it goes under here somewhere and then runs out just down there. You can see there. So made it to Ound Hill Bridge, another amazing structure made out of stone, and again it would have had an original height before it would have been higher up when the electrification of the line came into place. And again you can see some more of those cable holders, and you've actually got a little bit of the cable left over there, quite similar to the previous bridge that we came across. Nice graffiti, not? You can just see, again, similar structure and a similar height. You've got a series of cable hangers just at the bottom of the bridge. You can see there's about 10 of them, I think, maybe even more. Iron drain here, cast iron. You can just see, I can't really see how deep it is. I just thought I'd put this in, maybe something to do with the railway. So we're approaching Kendall Green Crossing, which is just down here. So I'm standing in the location of where this picture was taken, and you can see this red house over here and just in the corner, and to the left here would have been a signal box, and then just over there would have been one of the overhead wiring cables. So I'm just going to show you this picture from this location now. So where we're going to conclude the video is going to be at Kendall Crossing. So this is the track bed. Now you're thinking that the track bed might have been here where the path goes, but the track bed did actually go from here directly across the road, because I'm just about to put this picture up and show you the house on the left there, and you can see the train coming this way. Just thought I'd mention this, but Wet Dog had some suspicion that the track was actually made out of tyre, and he was actually right, because if you have a look at this, it says here that the track had to use 16,643 recycled vehicle tyres to construct this path. That is absolutely tons of tyres. That's it for part 3 of the Worsbrough incline from the Stratford Crossing all the way down to Kendall Green Crossing. So in part 4 we're going to cover from Kendall Green Crossing right here all the way down to Woolwell, where we're going to hopefully finish part 4. So thank you very much from myself and Wet Dog, and we'll see you again for part 4. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to both mine and Wet Dog's channel, and if you've got any more suggestions of any lines, please leave a comment, and I'll see you next time. Take care, guys.